Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. Today, we've reached category 133, time management, key phrasal verbs to stay productive. In this lesson, we'll explore essential phrasal verbs that will help you stay on track, meet deadlines, and maximize your productivity. Let's get started. First up is set aside. This means to reserve time or resources for a specific task. For example, you should set aside 30 minutes every day to review your phrasal verbs. It's a crucial step to stay consistent in your learning process. Next, we have put off. This means to delay or postpone something. Imagine you have a big project, but you keep delaying it. You're putting it off. For example, stop putting off that report and get it done today. Now, let's move to catch up on. This is used when you need to do something that you missed or fell behind on. For example, after my vacation, I had to catch up on all my emails. It's an essential phrase for those moments when you're trying to get back on track. The next phrasal verb is run out of. It means to use up all of something. For example, we ran out of time before we could finish the project. This is a common issue in time management and one that can be avoided by proper planning. Then we have keep up with. It means to maintain the same pace as something or someone else. For instance, it's hard to keep up with the fast pace of technology updates. Staying current is key for success in today's world. Next is get around to. This means to finally do something after putting it off for a while. For example, I'll get around to organizing my files this weekend. It's often used for tasks that aren't urgent but still need to be done. Another important one is hold off on. This means to delay making a decision or taking action. For instance, we decided to hold off on hiring a new team member until next quarter. It's often used in business and decision-making contexts. Now let's look at take up. This means to start doing a new activity or task. For example, I've decided to take up learning a new language this year. This phrasal verb is all about starting fresh and trying something new. Next, we have work on. This is used when you're actively focusing on something to improve it. For example, she's working on improving her public speaking skills. It shows effort and continuous improvement. Another key one is set up. This means to organize or prepare something. For instance, we need to set up a system for tracking our expenses. It's about arranging things to make them ready for use. Next, we have stick to. This means to continue doing something without changing it. For example, if you want to achieve your goals, you need to stick to your schedule. It's a crucial mindset for productivity and discipline. Another useful phrasal verb is wrap up. This means to finish or complete something. You might hear this in meetings, for example. Let's wrap up the presentation and move on to the Q&A. It's often used to signal the end of an activity. Then we have pushback. This means to reschedule something for a later time. For example, the client asked us to push back the meeting until next week. It's the opposite of bringing something forward. Speaking of which, next is move up. This means to reschedule something to an earlier time. For example, they moved up the deadline to Friday instead of Monday. It's the opposite of push back and is often used when urgency increases. Finally, we have plan out. This means to carefully organize or schedule something in detail. For example, we need to plan out our week so we can hit all our deadlines. Planning ahead helps you avoid running out of time. And that wraps up category 133, time management, key phrasal verbs to stay productive. Master these phrasal verbs to improve your productivity and stay on top of your schedule. See you in the next lesson for category 134.